Phantasm.
Maximum terror.
That's your target audience, baby!
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
Phantasm.
Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal!
Phantasm.
What the fuck is up, and welcome to FANTASM Podcast. I'm Gorechrist. With me, here live in the flesh, Dr. Vincent West.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Have the doctor visiting in town. He came to see me this time, and we're going to the beach. I'm going to go back and see you in a couple weeks.
You are. I'm excited about that. We're going to go to our favorite destination spot and do some of that, one of the spots of Florida, so that's going to be fun.
All Lucifer's Cola.
It is. Another part of that we've not done, but we're going to do that again, and I'm excited about that. How about you?
Oh, dude, I'm
ready
to see that Wawa.
I even accidentally thought we had a deal on another place to stay, and I did not, because I just keep frantically checking it.
So we've gotten it down past like $80 or something at this point. So
it's good.
We've saved a good amount of money just by finagling and checking it all the time. And it's a good thing about booking if you're trying to book stuff on there. It's you can if you look for the free cancellation and pay at the property, you can go ahead and book the shit. And found a quarter on the floor. That's good luck.
I do that.
Good luck to you. But yeah, if you go on booking, if you find the ones that are pay at the property, which means you don't have to pay till you get there, but you can still book a room for the rates that they're going for, then it just makes it a lot easier. So we try to check if we book stuff in advance. If it goes down in price, we can go ahead and rebook it and get the deal. So that's what we were trying to do. But anyway, we are finally doing a film that has been requested for a long time. Some of our guests have requested to do it for them, and we just never have. Nothing against the guests, but this was just something we just needed to wait for the right time to do. And it popped up while we were looking through our dear friends at Tubi. The free app, it's free streaming service. You don't even have to put in your email address or sign up for it, unless you want to make like a queue to add stuff to, like a list. But yeah, it's free. Just get it. It's on all streaming platforms. Is this film we picked today? We just kind of saw it and we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. It's approaching the 6th anniversary of Phantasm. 6 fucking years of this. They're very excited to share that with you and for you all to be a part of it, hopefully. So yeah, what film do we have?
We're watching the original Evil Dead from 1981. And it should be fun. I haven't watched this movie in 20 years, so.
Yeah. It's been that long?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched it.
Damn. What can we really say that hasn't already been said about Evil Dead? It's just, it's one of the horror films, so it's like one of the, the tippy top here of horror. So definitely, hopefully y'all are tuning in, whether you have it on Blu-ray or DVD or VHS or Betamax or fucking Laserdisc, Tubi, Hulu, whatever you watch shit on. Sit back and enjoy the ride. We're happy you can be a part of this with us and celebrate from the 6 years of Phantasm and onward doing Evil Dead.
This movie, I haven't watched in a long time. I will tell you this, do not buy the 4K disc of this. But I think if you want to spend the money to buy it, do not buy it. So they spent a lot of money restoring this to Blu-ray, and then the 4K is just like a port. I don't know about Evil Dead 2, but I know that Evil Dead, this particular film looks like shit in 4K, so don't waste the $30 on it.
Yeah, you gotta be kind of wary about the 4K stuff now, because there's, at first getting it done, but now it seems like they're porting over a lot of stuff.
Well, this is an old movie. It's one of the earlier ones.
You can only really do so much with this film and this print and everything. It's only going to look
very low budget. So.
Yeah, it's only going to look as good as it's going to look. That's it. can't make it look like Clash of the Titans or something. It's
Sure.
It's just like the remix.
Right. No, exactly.
Just like this high, but it's just not. It's a indie movie.
Well, it's just if it had been someone, I don't think Lionsgate really cares about their prints of some of their 4K stuff. So
Right.
I'm just trying to save people some money out there. If you haven't purchased this in 4K, don't. If you have it on DVD or Blu-ray, you've got a great copy of it. So
Right.
yeah, this movie, I haven't watched this in a long time. This is something that I used to watch with friends when I was go to where they shot the film.
Which is in Morristown,
Correct.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I know people have gone to the area, but now it's pretty overgrown from what I remember.
It
It's really hard to get to at this point versus before. So forest over to where it's at. All that's left is the foundation of the cabin and I think some of the chimney, but
It's pretty cool.
it got vandalized over the years, so that it got tore down.
A lot of people took stuff from it, like I did.
Yeah. So there is still the spot where it was filmed, but it's pretty hard to get to. But you talk to some of the locals that know, they can, you can get there.
Pull that up if you don't care. Was it? We could tell you exactly where to go if you want.
There's Sam Raimi's car.
Yeah.
The version I have of this is a Japanese.
Really?
Yeah.
4K?
Yeah. No, it's not 4K. It's just like a Blu-ray print.
See, Gorechrist knows not to waste your money on the 4K.
Yeah. There's very few things I'll get in 4K. Like the newer stuff, like Marvel stuff, will get. It also comes with a Blu-ray, so I'll have the Blu-ray too. What would I look up? Directions, maybe. Road trippers.
Yeah, we'll give you. If you guys, we've never done this. I don't know where I just pulled this out of my ass. Happy anniversary to us, and we'll give you some directions to go to the house.
Yeah, it is private property, so you have to get permission to.
Or just do it illegally, if you listen to Dr. West.
What it says, do all your ash impressions from the road unless the owners give you permission to scope out the remains. Located in Morristown, Tennessee, in a difficult filming process that proved very uncomfortable for the majority of the crew. While the cabin burned down several years ago, the remains of its foundation evidence of the movie's filming are still plentiful. Still standing is the bulk of the cabin's fireplace, as well as a hole that was dug into the ground to serve as the cabin's basement during filming. The actual building had no basement. Because of the crew's inexperience, filming was a comedy of errors. The first day of filming led to the crew getting lost in the woods during a scene shot on the bridge. Several crew members became injured during the shoot, and because of the cabin's remoteness, securing medical assistance was difficult. Visit the cabin, head to Morristown, Tennessee, and turn off Andrew Johnson Highway onto Kidwell's Ridge Road, which is right to the left of an Ingles supermarket. There are 2 of these in Morristown, so be sure to turn next to the new Ingles that's still open. On Kidwell's Ridge Road, you will pass both an Amoco and a Texaco. I recommend you go here and ask for directions if you get lost. You should be then on the lookout for Inman Bend Road. You'll want to take a right onto it. The entrance to the trail which leads to the remains of the cabin is about a quarter mile down this road. It is right past Quail Hollow Road, but if you reach Greg's Road, you've gone too far. What you are looking for is a very small section of barbed wire on the right side of the road. It is very easy to miss because the wires stretch across a very small opening in the dense woods. And again, there's another note. The land is private property, so please do all your ash impressions from the road unless the owners give you permission to scope out the road.
Dr. West has given you permission to do whatever you fucking want. Right, Gorechrist? Go do what you want.
There's actual...
Drink you some beer. Do what you want.
God damn. Do what you want. I guess... These are all from years and years ago. But
For real, though, have fun.
This is from 2 years ago. Visited here twice, had to trespass to get there, but wasn't that difficult.
There you go.
The house just above the entrance is the owner's home, so be careful if you decide to make the short trek to the fireplace. Tips: 1. Park just past the entrance or a little into the curve so they can't see your car parked. They know what you're doing if they see your vehicle there and will call the police. Enter the woods where you park and keep going until you come to a narrow field with light poles. Follow the field up until you reach the area where the entrance is. Turn left and follow the grown-up road, and you will come to the fireplace and rusted tin. Keep the noise down and don't stay too long, and you should be good. If you feel the need to scope out the place and get a feel for the layout of the property, do a couple of drive-bys. Drive past it, the aforementioned curve Turn right at the fork and keep going until you come to a parking lot and bore ramp on the left. Here is a good place to park and think about the best way in and course of action without drawing any suspicion. I know this seems kind of complicated, but they don't really... but they really do not like trespassers. I repeat, don't take a rock from the fireplace or any mementos. If you get caught, that is a charge of theft on top of trespassing, and these people won't go easy on you. It is fun as long as you are careful and smart. Truly enjoyable place, and plan on visiting a few more times. Have fun, be safe, and stay out of horror jail.
Again, Dr. West years ago did what he wanted to do. So you know, if you're up there at night, you know, you're trespassing anyway. You might as well grab a
If you want to save this information, just go to maps.roadtrippers.com.
Grab you a gift.
And I guess look up Morristown, Tennessee or Evil Dead. It's not. You can look it up there. I mean, really, I just Googled Evil Dead Cabin, Morristown, Tennessee, and this came up. So you can do that too, folks, but trying to help you out here. Do the least work as possible yourselves. Back, so
do what you want.
Enjoy.
Do what you want.
But yeah.
I mean, when I would go up there years ago, we kind of did what we wanted. The realistic thing, I wouldn't worry so much if you want some personal advice from someone that's been there. I would be worried more about getting shot than I would about going to jail.
And we got an ad.
And that's the truth. So, you know, dude, that's $1 right now at the grocery store. I bought like 10 of them.
Oh, so good.
Visiting Tennessee is weird, but I do like getting deals on my bottled water.
Damn right. Yeah, we can jump right into the whole thing. We'll do altering the future. And we've done 1981 a billion times, so I don't care. It's always fun to do.
It's great.
I handle the films, and Doctor handles the music. Sometimes we do other things instead, but...
You want me to do something for old time's sake? I can if you want.
I can.
I may do that in a minute. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is. It's going to be a surprise.
Normally do horror first, but since we've done this so many times, we're just going to go right through these. Only do the ones the highly notables here.
I need you to do me a favor.
What's that?
Before I do this, when we get to me, I need you to pick out my favorite album off this list.
Okay, I can do that.
He's going to pick it out, guys. So.
All right, so start off with Escape from New York.
Oh, God. So good.
An American Werewolf in London. The Howling. Friday the 13th Part 2. Halloween 2. The Funhouse.
That just got announced in 4K.
That one that could actually...
It is on our page, folks. That's
nice.
a Tobe Hooper classic,
It is.
and Scream Factory's putting that out.
And we've done that on here a long time ago. Dead and Buried, My Bloody Valentine, Mad Max 2, Road Warrior.
Yeah.
The Beyond.
Yeah.
Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal.
4K of that comes out this month.
This is a Doctor classic here. The Prowler.
Yes.
And one of my all-time favorites, The House by the Cemetery.
That is a classic.
Scanners.
It's a great Cronenberg flick.
Night Riders. Thanks, Tom Savini, for smashing my Blu-ray. I sold it on eBay for $100. Galaxy of Terror. Hell Night. Wolfen.
Wolfen's really good.
Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
It's a good one.
I mean, 81 is just awesome. The Incredible Shrinking Woman. Stripes. Fox and the Hound. Dragon Slayer. Clash of the Titans. 81. History of the World Part 1. Porky's. Time Bandits.
Porky's is a great film.
It is good. For Your Eyes Only.
It's such a good Bond film.
Nice Dreams.
That's a great
It is. All the good ones. Saturday the 14th.
It's fun.
I'm satisfied with that.
Cool.
We'll go with it. Now, your list here. Let me check these albums. Do you want me to go ahead and say it?
Yes, I do. I want you to look at all these. Don't name anything off. Just look at all of them and tell me what my favorite album is on that list. It's hands down.
Okay. Good ones too.
And if you're having trouble with it, I'll give you another.
Am I going too far? Because I think I already.
I mean, only you know, but I can give you a hint here too if you want. But if you think you've got it,
Okay.
you want the hint. Well, you know what's funny about that, just to show you what the hint was, since you already got it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So go ahead. It's the best album that came out that
The best album in 1981 and the Doctor's favorite, Moving Pictures by Rush.
Yes, sir.
It's a fantastic album.
It is. It's so good.
Now I'll hand it off to you, and you can name off some of those fantastic albums.
So here we go, guys. We're just going to jump right in here. Diary of a Madman from Ozzy Osbourne. High and Dry from Def Leppard. They were still a new wave of British heavy metal band back then. Too Fast for Love, a great Motley Crue record.
Yes.
Mob Rules, a lot of people's favorite Sabbath album if they like Dio era. Killers from Iron Maiden, which I really like. Fire of the Unknown Origin, which is a fabulous Blister Cold album, and I saw that tour.
Nice.
Welcome to Hell from Venom, classic here on Phantasm. Fair Warning from Van Halen, I love. Denim and Leather from Saxon. Riot's Fire Down Under. Point of Entry from Judas Priest, which is my favorite Priest album.
That's good.
Raven's Rockin' Till You Drop. Earthshaker from Y&T. Allied Forces from Triumph, which was probably their biggest album, the Triumph out of Canada.
Yeah.
Come and Get It from Whitesnake. Tigers of Pantang, Spellbound. That album is really, really good, and it features John Sykes
Nice.
from Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake on that album. Praying Mantis, Time Tells No Lies. I haven't heard that album in years. Crocus Hardware, Difficult to Cure from Rainbow. Richie Blackmore, Love You.
Yeah.
Samson, Shock Tactics. That actually features Bruce Dickinson on that.
Yeah.
From Iron Maiden. Girls School Hit and Run. It's a band that was founded by Lemmy from Motorhead. We discovered them. Breaker from Accept. It's a great album. Holocaust, The Nightcomers, Rush Moving Pictures. Sarah Thungull, some guests of the podcast. Frost and Fire. Let's see. Don't Say No from Billy Squire. It's just funny that it's in there. No Sleep Till Hammersmith. Motorhead. Underrated Kiss album, Music from the Elder. I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
Renegade from Thin Lizzy, speaking of them. The Wild, the Willing, and the Innocent from UFO. Journey's Escape. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. It's a rock album. It's good, though. I had that. Wild-Eyed Southern Boys from 38 Special. It's kind of white trashy, but I love them. The debut EP from Dawkins, Breaking the Chains. It's great.
Awesome.
Take No Prisoners from Molly Hatchet. Intensities in 10 Cities from Ted Nugent. I'm pretty sure it's Paradise Theater from Styx. El Loco, which is my favorite ZZ Top album.
Yeah.
I Wanna Drive You Home. Loudness, The Birthday Eve. Helix, White Lace and Black Leather. Motorhead's St. Valentine's Day Massacre. That is a live show. Graham Bonnet's Lineup. It's his solo album. And then I want to mention this because this album fucking kicks ass, and it's my second favorite album on this entire list. Beyond the Valley of 1984 from the Plasmatics.
Nice.
And now, because I haven't done it in a long time.
What I think you're doing.
I hope I don't tear up my phone doing this because I don't even masturbate with this phone. But I'm still going to do this. Oh, God, it's even pulling up the stuff I jack off to, so it knows my habits. I'm still going to try to do this.
Yeah, we had some confusion. You know, the Doctor has another podcast called Godless Heathens with his friend Porno Proton. So we were trying to get interview for that for our guest, because usually you just say we're, you know, Phantasm, and then we put them on that show. Instead, it's probably have some confusion because they'll be like, I thought this was Phantasm Podcast. Like, well, it's a subsidiary of Phantasm. But yeah, to save confusion, you know, we just told, yeah, it's Godless Heathens. So I guess they had listened to that first episode where Porno was just talking about his time in the porn industry, like, for the first, like, hour of it. And that's a really, like, raunchy-ass podcast, and I hadn't, you know, really heard it in a long time, so I can't imagine her first impression of this, because she had to ask, be like, just just to be sure, this isn't like a porn-centric podcast, is it? I'm like, no. He just has a co-host on there named Porno. But no, it's just funny. Like, it's not, no, they don't like review porn or fuck each other. What she thought it was, I don't think she knew. That's why she was asking me. But I thought that was pretty funny, so. You find some fuck flicks?
Oh, yeah, y'all ready?
Here's some fuck flicks from 1981.
Wanda whips Wall Street. Tracy, I Love You, which is a Tracy Lords flick.
Yeah.
Tracy Takes Tokyo. These are illegal. I am definitely not telling you to look these up because she was underage when she made these.
Yeah.
I have seen these. I saw them legally, though, when they were illegal to watch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Telefono Rosa. Talk Dirty to Me. The original Taboo. Sex with a Stranger. Savage Fury. Satan's Baby Doll. Satisfiers of Alpha Blue. Red Account, My Bloody Angel. Nothing to Hide. New Wave Hookers. New Wave Hookers is so good. Love Hotel. Lolita, Vibrator Torture. Inch by Inch. Insatiable. Insatiable is actually a really good movie. Hollywood Heartbreakers. Daydream from 1981. Cafe Flesh. That's a really good movie, actually.
Nice.
Let's see. Let me go back.
Also, the new Tech Noir EP coming out called Cafe Flesh.
Yeah, it's actually... Black Silk Stockings. Let's see here. Hard Worker. I mean, she means hard, too. Exhausted with John Holmes. That's actually a really good movie.
Nice.
Cavalier with John Holmes. Tiffany's Minx. It's 81, folks. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
CoverGirl. Blue Jeans. Total Fun.
It's total fun.
Derrieres. Flash. I mean, it's 1981. What are you going to get? They didn't get the Skin Tight.
Yeah.
Hey guys, now, Skin Tight seriously is worth pulling and watching. I think it's actually streaming on a lot of these sites. I've whacked it to it a while back. It's good. It's a good movie. What we got here? Come on. And on a high note. Angel's Buns. Inside Angel's Buns. That's the sequel. Babe. Top Line. Peaches and Cream. Stacy's Mom.
Hell yeah.
Emanuela. Illusion of Love. Orgasm by Fingers. Sex Taxi.
Nice.
I think Orgasm by Fingers may be the best one I've read.
Yeah, that's good.
And then we'll end it right here. I'm going to end it here. Secret Young Girls. Geminis Do It Better. Pacific Reaming. I can't top that, I don't think. Nope. I Had Tarzan and the Ape Man. Intimate Stuntman.
Nice.
And randomly Zombie Lake, a horror film, is in here. I don't know why.
It's Cum Lake.
No, seriously, Zombie Lake is actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
And it's not a porno, so I don't know why that's in here. Monique Does Anal. Female Gym Coach. I Love It From Behind. That's where we're stopping.
Yeah.
Female Gym Coach, and I Love It From Behind.
1981.
Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy. But now we already have the Demons of Condaria already released. They're all just fucking off in the woods right now. They already had the windows explode and all that shit. You guys weren't watching the actual film. Well, now they're about to have a porno on TV, so there's some boobies here. If you want Mr. Skinless to help you out, we got about 22:17 on your streaming app here, and some flashing for you. A little side boobage.
I haven't watched this movie in a long time.
It is freaky deaky, especially not her. The other one is.
I just haven't seen it in a long time. Weird, you know.
It is. It's good. Of course, I'm more of a fan of the second one, but I do like this movie.
So when you met him, Corey, just real quick, and he'll tell you the story. We got to meet Bruce last year. Was it a variety of stuff? Was it just Army of Darkness stuff? Was it just Evil Dead 2 stuff? Did he have stuff from the show?
Well, I was one of the last people to meet him, so most of the stuff was already gone. So there were only like a couple things to choose from. Because he did have a full tape. Because what you do, you go through a line just to get the autograph stuff, and then they send you all the way down to him. So like you go to like a separate room just to pick out the 8x10s or whatever. Or, you know, you go ahead and pay for the autograph itself, so that way good to go. So it's like, oh, I'm getting a, you know, this sign, like personal item and this or whatever. They give you like a ticket. But no, all they had was like a new Evil Dead picture or Army of Darkness. So I was like, well, I'm getting the Army of Darkness.
So like from the show or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is cool, but, you know, I wanted the old school picture, you know. And I think he had one more where it was just him, like he was in like a fancy suit in the picture, just like a regular like shot of him. So that was cool too. But I definitely wanted that. And he was very awesome. Don't let anyone tell you he's not. At least to me, he was great. I was just trying to get the autograph and not really say anything like I usually do, and just go because I don't speak too much or feel stupid, so I just like kind of let them do their thing, and then he struck up a conversation with me. He's a very personable guy. He was like, you know, it's weird, you know, because I think he asked where I was from. I don't know. He was just like, you know, it's weird about here. Like I've only been in Kentucky because he was in Kentucky. He's like, I've only been here like once, and the people here are really nice. You know, you go somewhere like New York, and you know they're not mean to you, but they're just really intense about it. Like people here are just kind of like, oh, you have a nice suit. And people in New York are more like, hey. Turn around thinking he's going to call you an asshole. And then they're like, nice suit. And then they walk off. So that's what Bruce told me. I thought it was hilarious that he thought in his head to talk to me about, and it was cool. So yeah, Bruce is awesome. Great guy. Had a really fun little small conversation with him. Here's the infamous tree scene, which they redid in Evil Dead 2 also. It's like the same thing, but I think it's more brutal in the second one, if I'm not mistaken, than this one. But the second one's a lot goofier than this one. So this one's actually more, like, scary, and it's gross. Great scene, though, the old tree fucking scene. But, yeah, in Evil Dead 2, it's a lot more claymation looking, if that makes sense. It just, I don't know, it's a lot goofier looking. It's more like the tree itself is just kind of wacky, but this one is just like actually intense. Then of course they redo this in the remake too. They have like a similar scene with the tree. Yeah, very intense, very creepy. Like I said, when they redid this in the second one, it wasn't. It was very goofy, but it was cool still. Getting fucked by a tree. It's pretty intense.
Getting fucked, yeah, that would have to be incredibly unpleasurable.
Yeah.
Oh god, fuck. Oh.
You alright?
That's hard.
Whoop. Sense. Alright, we can go to some trivia here and go to IMDb for some tidbits here. Oh, and there goes the vat shot. That's not. No, the tree was a gynecologist. Oh, the original script called for all the characters to be smoking marijuana when they were first listening to the tape. The actor decided to try this for real, and the entire scene had to be later reshot due to their uncomfortable behavior. So they all actually smoked pot in that scene and fucked it up. The cabin used as the film set was also lodging for the 13 crew members, with several people sleeping in the same room. Living conditions were terrible, and the crew frequently argued. The cabin didn't have plumbing, so the actors went dates without showering and fell ill frequently in the freezing weather. By the end of production, they were burning furniture to stay warm. At the end of the principal shooting in Tennessee, the crew put together a little time capsule package and buried it inside the fireplace of the cabin as a memento of the production of whomever found it. The cabin has since been destroyed, and only the fireplace is still intact, which we talked about earlier. Andy Granger, a friend of Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, gave them this advice. Fellas, no matter what you do, keep the blood running down the screen. He included the scene, finished film where the blood runs down the projector screen as a tribute to him. Bruce Campbell put up his family's property in northern Michigan as collateral so that Sam Raimi not only could finish the film, but also blow it up to 35mm film, which was required for theatrical release. Raimi was so grateful for his financial contribution, he credited him as a co-producer. The blood is a combination of Caro syrup, non-dairy creamer, and red food coloring. Oh, that's beautiful. That's fucking... At one point, Bruce Campbell's shirt that he wears in the film was so saturated with the fake blood that after drying it in the fire, the shirt became solidified and broke when he tried to put it on. Caro syrup's no joke. It's like corn syrup.
Dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. In an interview, Betsy Baker said that when she learned that the producers were interested in having her star in a horror movie, she was so suspicious she would only meet them in public restaurants.
Oh. So he was going to get killed or something?
I guess, yeah.
It's a fucking snuff film. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell present Snuffle Dead. The Snuffle Dead.
The Snuff Dead. At the end... Oh, shit. At the end of a normal day of shooting...
On my fucking legs!
Bruce Campbell would return home in the back of a pickup truck because he was covered in fake blood from head to toe. Director Sam Raimi and star Bruce Campbell were friends from high school where they made many Super 8 films together. They would often collaborate with Sam's brother, Ted Raimi. Campbell became the actor of the group, as he was the one that girls wanted to look at.
That chick has a great body that he's talking to right now.
After completing principal photography
Not
in the
the
winter...
chick in the sweater, the one that was...
Yeah.
Fucked by the tree?
Yeah, right there. After completing principal photography in the winter of 1979-1980, most of the actors left the production. However, there was still much of the film to be completed. Most of the second half of the film features Bruce Campbell and various stand-ins, or fake shemps, to replace the actors who left. When there wasn't any filming, Bruce Campbell would actually help out the crew in prepping shots and props around the set. The opening sequence of the evil moving over the pond was archived by having Bruce Campbell push Sam Raimi in a dinghy whilst he filmed the shot. Germany, the movie's February 1984 release was hindered by public authorities for approximately 8 years. Original 1982 cinema and video releases of the movie have been seized, making the movie a hit on the black market video circuit, with pirated copies abound. A heavily edited version was first made available in 1992. Several high-profile horror enthusiasts, among them even author Stephen King, publicly criticized the German ban on the movie. In other German-language markets, the movie was never restricted from distribution. The first legal uncut version of the movie entered the German market in 2001 on DVD.
You can kill a race of people, but you can't watch a fucking horror film.
Right. This version...
It makes no fucking sense.
This version was seized by German authorities less than a year later, though it was not until July 2016 that the uncut version of the movie was finally redeemed and made legally.
Wow. Put a Jewish man and a Cuban in an oven, but you can't watch fucking Evil Dead.
Right. It's unbelievable. Sam Raimi originally wanted to title this film Book of the Dead, but producer Irvin Shapiro changed the title to The Evil Dead for fear that the kids would be turned off seeing a movie with a literary reference. That's smart, honestly. At the premiere,
I like the other title though.
Yeah, at the premiere screenings of
this is a
Evil
better
Dead,
title though.
Blood donor stations were giving free tickets to the movie along with pin badges stating "I bled for the Evil Dead" to blood donors. Robert Tapert joked in an interview. We got an ad. Robert Tapert joked in an interview that this was their way of giving back blood to the community after so much fake blood was used when filming.
How does this glow?
It's plugged in.
It is? Cool.
It is.
Sorry, it freaked me out.
You're good.
I thought I'd broke it or made it do that.
In his autobiography, Bruce Campbell described the film's production as a comedy of errors and 12 weeks of mirthless exercise and agony. The eerie wind noise in the movie was recorded by Sam Raimi. He first heard it from his bedroom window while he was trying to sleep and thought it would be perfect for the movie. First film's cut ran at around 117 minutes, which Bruce Campbell called an impressive achievement in light of the 65-minute length of the screenplay. It was then edited down to a more marketable 85 minutes. The original version would focus on the terror that is present, but also the tragedy of Ash slowly losing his friends and his guilt for not being able to save them. One of the most intricate moments during editing was the stop-motion sequence where the corpse melted, which took hours to cut. Probably my favorite scene of the movie.
It is pretty raunchy.
The white contact lenses were very painful to wear. They covered half the eye and had to be taken out every 15 minutes to allow the eyes to breathe. Most of the demon POVs that glide across the ground were shot by mounting the camera to a 2x4 while Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell ran along holding either side. Cheryl returns to the cabin right after the scene with the vines where she complains about wanting to go home. Scott goes to say something and then suddenly stops, throws his head back, and steps out of the shot. This was due to the actor blowing his line.
Put back in here.
Yeah, put it up top there.
Okay.
Yeah. On the tape which the demon resurrection passages are read aloud, some of the words spoken which appear to be Latin sound like Sam and Rob. Das is hikers, Dond is roads, which means Sam and Rob are the hikers on the road, as it was actually Sam Raimi and Robert Tapper who play the fishermen that wave to the car as it passes them near the start of the film. The film was shown to Stephen King, and it was his glowing endorsement, which later used on the film's ads and posters.
That's awesome.
Film, which really sold it to the public. The film was bought by New Line Cinema soon after.
Really?
So thank you to Stephen King for this film.
Fucking rad.
Giving it his blessing. Cameraman slipped during filming, smashing his camera into Bruce Campbell's face and knocking out several of his teeth.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Temperature was so cold at the time during shooting that the camera and other wiring froze, and they had to be thawed by the fireplace inside the cabin.
Oh, hey. Just watching Evil Dead.
White liquid that often emits from the possessed after they're injured or maimed is 2% milk that Sam Raimi chose to use. Not just to show how the possessed aren't normal beings, but also to mix it up so the MPAA wouldn't give them an X rating. Ultimately, the film rated. Sam Raimi turned 20 just before shooting began, and he considered the project his rite of passage. Definitely was. Dead chickens were stabbed to replicate the sounds of the mutilated flesh, and Bruce Campbell had to scream into a microphone for several hours. During the scene where Linda is possessed, the makeup artist originally wanted to make her look like a snake-like creature, as can be seen when Ash is filmed before the scene indoors with her singing the creepy song. Her makeup was dark and a little more greenish, but eventually they changed the makeup to an evil doll face look, which I think was very effective. January 23, 1980, filming was finished, and almost every crew member left the set to return home, with Bruce Campbell staying with Sam Raimi. Looking over the footage that had been shot, Raimi discovered that a few pickups were required to fill in missing shots. 4 days of reshoots were then done to complete the film. The final moments involved Bruce Campbell having monster guts splattered on him in the basement. The character of Scotty is named after Raimi's longtime friend Scott Spiegel, and the character of Cheryl is named after Cheryl Gorechrist, the star of Raimi's short film Clockwork. Ooh, in the ankle. She just gets fucking decked in the face. Shots of the moon had to be matted into the night scenes in the footage. A square outline is visible around the moon mat. In his glowing review of the film, Stephen King specifically cited the matted moon footage as being part of the film's low-budget charm.
It is. It's a very low-budget charm, I think.
During the car scene, Scotty has a glass of moonshine in his hand, and Ash makes a funny face. Originally, they were all supposed to be drinking moonshine. Ash's expression was a reaction to the drink, but the scene was cut. The film was screened several times around the middle to late 1981 to Michigan preview audiences who loved the film. According to Bruce Campbell, the patron was happy she saw the film because she was having a bad day.
Huh.
Well, put you in a good mood. It was one of the video nasties in the UK, so it was banned originally. Eerie howling wind audio heard in the background of much of the film wasn't stock sound effects. Raimi recorded this audio himself while staying in a hotel during filming. One evening, Raimi awoke to hear the wind blowing through the mountains, creating a haunting sound. Raimi quickly got his sound equipment and recorded several minutes of it. He took the audio. It was so effectively creepy that he recognized it in several other films since Evil Dead's release. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this film's just fun. You know, it's old school. Took a lot of work to make it. You know, low budget as shit. But I mean, you know, I think it still holds up. It's definitely not like a... I mean, it's old. I mean, you can tell that it was low budget even when it was made, but that makes it good, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
It's actually pretty creepy. Like the other ones after this were, you know, kind of more slapstick style. Sam Raimi became kind of known for after this film, but, you know, this... Still goofy, but not as goofy as any of his other movies. You know, this one really true, like, horror film, you know. And the remake, I think, tried to replicate more this kind of movie than the second one. Yeah. And I think the remake was pretty surprisingly good, too. I did like it. That film. It really surprised me. You know, they try to rework some of the kills in it from this one. But, you know, it wasn't, like, entirely a remake. But it was. Sure. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. You know, they kind of made their own thing out of it instead of shot for shotting it.
I mean, this movie to me is the more...
Right.
Whereas, you know, and Evil Dead 2 is as well.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness is just a great film.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
This one definitely has its... And I said I haven't watched this in years. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. You know, I think to pull off the demon thing is actually really difficult, even now, especially. But really well in this movie. It's just...
Well, and it's different, you know,
Yeah.
from our favorite demon thing, The Exorcist.
Of course.
This is its own spin on it.
Yeah.
With a low budget, and it's quite effective.
Yeah.
It's a fun take on possession stuff, I think. And it's not scary to me like The Exorcist.
Right.
I was never scared of this film or Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness. They were just fun to watch, you know.
I think this
It's almost like a goddamn...
This movie's
like
freaky.
the second and third film are basically almost action films.
Yeah.
The third one you could even
I'd
say action
this,
comedy.
The second one is more like slapstick horror.
But it's got action stuff
Yeah.
in it too. Like, it's almost like some goddamn John Woo like camera shit in it, you know, like...
And then Army of Darkness is more
Because he
like,
definitely got his camera style in the second film.
Yeah. And then I think Army of Darkness is, you know, like fantasy action.
Oh, it's so
Horror.
much fun.
But even like not even really as horror, really.
I mean, they're Deadites, I guess,
Yeah.
but it's, you know, it's... I will tell you guys this, since we're watching something Sam Raimi related, you know, if he hears this, well, that Deadites documentary is the biggest piece of just dog shit I think I've ever laid eyes on. And I don't like any type of fan appreciation film.
Yeah.
And it is seriously... You would set yourself on fire if you watched that. You'd pull a Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
you know, you would. It's bad.
I mean, it's fine that they appreciate fans and they want them to be seen, but
Can't deal with it.
I just don't understand who watches that stuff. Like, I guess
The
people that,
fanboys.
the fans that are like
that watch
already
it.
probably in that documentary watch themselves in it, because like I don't.
But who declares themselves anything?
I just don't.
Do you know
wanna,
what I mean?
I just don't want to watch fans talk about the shit they like. Like, I already do that. Now, I'll talk about it with you in person, but I'm not going to watch a documentary of people getting interviewed to talk about why they like it. It's like, because it's a fucking good movie. Like,
I want you guys to just listen at home right now.
all these people that dress up as Ash and shit.
We're going for the reaction that I wanted. How about ghost heads, Corey?
Same thing, really.
But I'm just.
I've never seen that either.
It's
I will
like
not,
the crowd.
I will not watch.
It's like the crowd at WrestleMania. I don't want to be around those people. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? I don't like it kept showing like camera shots of people going.
Yeah, like. Brr.
It's like,
Yeah.
what's my reaction? It's like,
Well, they got their $1,000 belt replica. It's like, what are you gonna do with that, Chief? You're not a champion. You paid money to buy that. You know. They walk around with their title belt. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but it's like,
it's a little much.
yeah, it's a little much.
And like I said,
You
that
have to hold it for fucking
documentary.
8 hours. You know, it's like.
You know, Scream Factory, you should be ashamed of yourself for putting that Deadites thing out. Guys, Tapper, you and Raimi, any of y'all involved in that should be ashamed of yourself for letting that be made.
Oof.
Because again, I don't think it's fair for anybody on this planet, man, woman, animal, beast, elephant, whatever, to claim that they're the biggest fan of anything.
Right.
It's obnoxious, and all you're doing when you do that and pound on your chest is making yourself a target, and if you're behind making the documentary Scream Factory, Sam Raimi, Robert Tapper, you should be ashamed of yourself because you're alienating people that follow your stuff.
Right. And it doesn't.
You're keeping someone like me from purchasing your product because it's a little arrogant.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little tooting of the own horn.
I say no matter how much you buy of one thing or this and that, it doesn't make you better than anyone else. It just
Correct.
means you have more disposable income.
Absolutely.
It
Thank you,
doesn't
sir.
make you a big, like, you know. I think
I
they
applaud
use.
you,
I think
Corey.
they use the wrong word. You know, there was one. I watched a lot of Star Wars documentary stuff, and they have some Star Wars fans on them, and they're like, "We're gonna show you the biggest Star Wars fan ever." And he just has like the world's largest collection of Star Wars stuff. That doesn't make him the biggest fan. It just means he's
He's a lot of money.
Yeah, it just means you have disposable income, and just like, yeah, it's cool to see all that stuff. A lot of it's like, you know, super hard to find or screen use stuff, and like, does that make him? Obviously, he is a big fan of it, or he wouldn't do it. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't do it if I had the money. But does that make me a bigger fan than him, or the same level of fan as him? There's no like levels of fandom. You either like something or you fucking don't. And I think people blow it way out of proportion with some of this stuff and try to like put tiers of like people. Like I said,
I'm better than you.
I know plenty of people
Right?
on Instagram that are Ghostbuster collectors, and they build these $1,000 something proton packs, and you know, that's really cool stuff I couldn't do. You know, I bought the shitty one from Spirit Halloween for, you know, $100. I have it. But you know, they do different things than I do, and you could say that maybe I'm a bigger fan, and they're a bigger fan. We're just fans of what it is. That's it. You know, I have some collectible Ghostbuster stuff. I went to FanFest and met, you know, Ivan Reitman, rest in peace, and Dan Aykroyd, and you know, all the cast of it. And a lot of those people, I don't think were there. Does that mean that I'm a bigger fan than them? No, it just means I spent my money on going to Ghostbusters FanFest instead of buying, you know, like a fucking real Ghostbusters lunchbox off eBay for $90. Like, that's just not something I do, you know. People that collect masks, that's something I would love to get into if I had the space and the income to do. Doesn't make me a fan than them, you know. Just means I spend my money a different way than they
It's
spend.
chest pounding.
Right. I don't think these
horn blowing.
I don't think a lot of these fans intend on it. It's these filmmakers that are bored and they're like, man, this is really interesting. I'm gonna, you know.
Yeah, his breakout film was making an Evil Dead documentary or a
Right.
Star Wars documentary. Yeah,
A
and
fandom
again,
documentary, yeah.
it is. And you know, I'll tell you I will recommend one to you guys.
Oh, that milk explosion. Was
I have
nasty.
seen one fan documentary that was completely low budget, and it's actually cool.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? It's this guy in Canada that goes around collecting Nintendo games.
Yeah.
It's harmless.
Yeah, and that's cool.
I don't feel like I'm being fucking violated when I'm watching it. Like, I don't feel like...
Well, it's not...
I've got to walk around the room and go, well, I don't have that, or I don't have this, or
well, I don't dress like fucking,
right.
And this
guy is nothing that I would like in real life. Like, he loves Dave Grohl, and he tries to look like him. I mean, it's a lot of stuff you'd think I'd want to set myself on fire if you actually knew Dr. West. But it actually has nothing to do with it. It's just a harmless documentary.
Right.
The problem is a lot of this stuff, when they get made, they're very offensive to me.
Yeah.
There's another one that I would like to point out that's very offensive that you guys should never watch. And that is one where this guy is following and basically stalking Bill Murray.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I found that incredibly offensive.
Yeah, I didn't care.
You're like violating what he's out doing with people.
Yeah.
And he goes and basically stalks all these people that have had these Bill Murray experiences and then documents it. And it's just offensive.
It's a little creepy, too, don't you think? Like, it's just okay for him to be like, I'm trying to find Bill Murray. It's like, why? He's just trying to live his life, He wanted to be found.
You know which one I'm talking about. It's so stupid.
Did it start off where he tries to leave all these messages on his answering machine?
Yes, that's it.
That's fucking weird. It's like the search for Bill.
You guys can watch it for free.
On
by
Netflix.
It's on Pluto right now for free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think it was a Netflix. I don't remember where I saw it. Maybe it was Netflix. But yeah, I found it very disturbing because he was leaving on his
midget
voicemails.
Fucker basically was like...
Oh, yeah. We're approaching year 6. Wheelchair Fucker finally has been dubbed a new alias. Now it is Midget Fucker.
So Midget Fucker the other night.
Or I guess PC-wise, if people aren't comfortable with that, just Little People Fucker.
Yeah. Small Person Fucker.
Munchkin Fucker.
Yeah. But anyway, he was, I had him watch that Bill Murray thing, and he was like, I would find that really disturbing. If it's basically what you just said, to reiterate.
Does he end up finding Bill Murray? Like, does he end up doing that?
I never finished.
I don't remember.
I never finished it. But the thing with it is it's a little much. I don't think people want to be violent.
Why don't I do that? Why don't I just be like the search for Bill Part 2, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go stalk Bill Murray in South Carolina. It's like, why would you do that? Guy can't go fucking eat.
You could break an indie filmmaker into the business by your horrific documentary.
And that's not even fandom at that point. That's just creepy. The fact that people
Bill Murray Project.
Yeah. The fact that people are like, man, I hope he finds him and gets to talk to him. It's like, why? This dude's fucking straight up trying to run into somebody. Like, it sounds like a thing that it's okay to do, but it's like you're straight up bothering somebody by doing that.
He flies to like somewhere in like North Carolina, and these people that got to meet him, and he like blessed their child for him at like a christening or something. And this documentary guy ruins the experience by going and just violating it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, talk
so
to
basically, I'm assuming how he made this film. I don't know this, but I guess he reached out to people that had these experiences with him, and then he like flies to where they live and then violates it again.
Yeah.
Like something that was special to them, he comes and dukes all over it. So he can think he's fucking Martin Scorsese. Or he's goddamn Steven Spielberg.
He's really just a fucking cunt. If he's gonna, it's like, I wouldn't want someone doing that to me. It's like, if I'm out trying to fucking eat fucking bacon and eggs at a restaurant, and then this guy comes in, he's just like, I'm supposed to be doing a movie about you. Do you want to talk to me? Be like, can you fuck off?
Well, most of that film, like I said, I never finished it. It's even more sadistic because he's going to these people that have had these Bill Murray experiences in their life that was special to them, and he's diarrheaing on it by putting it in his film.
Yeah, because he doesn't care what they have to say. It's like, oh, these are people that met him. It fuels my little story here of what I'm doing.
It's fueling my...
Like, so talk about Bill Murray. It's like, well, he showed up at our wedding and crashed it. They're like, yeah, well, how did he smell? What did his hair look like? It's like...
what did he eat? Did you get some of his urine?
Did you smell his fart? Like, do you know what he ate? It's just like, can you...
Was his urine toasty? Or was it marshmallowy?
Or was it musty?
Or was it vile?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that's gross. It's just a little... It's a little too much, I think.
Yeah, the Linda possession's probably the...
When anybody goes that far with something, I just think it's... I'm not out to get Evil Dead. I'm saying any of these fucking documentaries. You want to know what I'm talking about? Watch the recent WrestleMania and look at the fanboys in the crowd and fangirls with their $4 million fucking WWE belt.
Yeah.
And it's like, I watched it at home for free. So the joke's on you. I didn't have to go to the shitty state of Texas. I didn't have to fucking give give Jerry Jones, that cocksucker, any fucking money because you know he made money off that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have to step foot in that Cowboys piece of shit stadium. I didn't have to do any of that, you know. But it's the same. It's the same thing. And by the way, the wrestling joke is that wrestling fans are the worst human beings on the planet because they really are.
Yeah, they're the same people as people.
It's just, and your ghost heads. That's one I'm telling you. If you ever watched,
I haven't watched either of those.
No, that ghost head thing. Seriously, guys.
I can't believe you did. You watch it to see how mad it would make me if I watched
it?
Because I will not.
And it bothered me.
I will not.
And I'm not even like I'm a casual at best Ghostbuster fan, and it's like literally you'd pull your hair out. I think you would go crazy. I think you would.
That'd be as soon as it starts. I'm sure
you would turn into a deadite.
There's some shitbag.
Eyes roll in the back of your head and fucking. You would. It would. That's what you look right there. Look.
Yeah. Do the Linda. Fresh souls.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, it's just it's bad. It just and anything like that is, you know, like I said, except for the Canadian Nintendo guy, I can't think of the name of that documentary. It's seriously harmless.
Yeah, that's different. If you're just,
and he's imitating somebody I despise. He's imitating Dave Grohl, and it still didn't offend me. Like it's just it was entertaining to watch. He's just a dork.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be a walk star. It's like, yeah, you're still living in your grandma's basement.
It's something if you're collecting stuff, but.
That's all it was.
It's another to say, like, this is the biggest fan because he has a lot of money and collects things. It's like, he's not the biggest Nintendo fan. No one knows who that is because there is no biggest fan of anything.
Thank you.
It's just you're a fan and that's it.
And right, it's just... But
I don't like when people self-proclaim that they're the biggest fan. I don't like
it's offensive.
I don't like when these fucking wimp fucking filmmakers like, we found the biggest fan because I'm trying to sell my movie. It's like, well, doesn't that make you the biggest fan because you're the one making the movie about the biggest fan? Like, you see how redundant this is? Yeah, it's just stop trying to have like a tippy top of something because there's always someone that's like, you can't make yourself the biggest fan. Like,
correct.
And you turning into a stalker doesn't make you the biggest fan. It makes you a fucking stalker. So you're just a fucking piece of shit. Because some people would say that, like, oh, they follow them all over the country and they know everything about them. It's like, well, that's creepy. You know, shouldn't put that much effort into bullshit. Leave it alone. You know, leave people alone. Leave Dr. West alone. Leave me alone. Fuck you, have a good day.
Yeah, it's just, well, it's just and I didn't mean to get into all that, but it's just a touch much. And look, even you just meeting Bruce Campbell and watching these movies all your life, I'm telling you that this documentary would make you puke. Like, you wouldn't get 30 minutes into it. You wouldn't get 10 minutes into it.
I'll watch that one, or attempt to, but I'll never watch the Ghostbusters one.
Oh, that one, look.
Because I don't have to.
I'm telling you.
I just already know. And people are probably thinking, well, what's so bad about watching like collectors and stuff from people? It's because they say that they're the biggest fans. Or if they don't say it, the fucking filmmaker will say it. These are the biggest fans because I'm the one that filmed them on this at this day and time. Like, it's like there's. Can
I just say one scene out of that thing to you real quick?
Millions of fans of that.
So I'm going to tell you, you guys you're getting the honest reaction. I've never told him this. Have I? I've never told you anything about this. There is literally a scene in this film that would just it's when I saw it, and it's in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them, right? And they're all together, and they're at the Met Stadium, like talking to kids. And I was like, wow, we're done right now. He's done right there. His favorite sports franchise in his favorite film trend ruined right there. Like, literally right at the beginning. Because
these guys even pretending to be Ghostbusters.
And even small person fucker was like, even he was like, sorry about the midget thing if I'm trying to be offensive, but it is funny just to call him midget fucker. But
midget fucker,
small human fucker that's not a child. Literally, even he was like, wow, in one blow. Like, it was just a chainsaw to the screen in just one thing. I was like...
And it's more like you hear the fucking belt buckle on that, and then it's like... It's like diarrhea.
Oh, dude, it was... I mean, and like I said, that's all I had to see of it for you. And that's in the credits, like the beginning of the damn thing. And they were obnoxious, too, and then the worst part about that, the chapter that's at the Met Stadium, okay, that are the self-proclaimed Ghostbuster Kings, they were all from Jersey.
Yeah.
And they're in New York acting like they're New Yorkers. So there you go. There's the triple hat trick for Corey there about a documentary that he will never watch because he would stroke out.
I'm not watching it. I'll try to watch the Deadite one just because.
It's bad.
Yeah. But that one, it wouldn't flip me out. I would just be like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. But the other one, I would probably just get really
See,
angry.
luckily for me, like the Trekkies documentaries are fun.
Yeah.
Because I think they were meant to make fun of the people that
they're
are on
not
it.
calling them biggest fans either.
No, they're making fun of them. So
Yeah.
Whoever made that is straight up making fun of me and everyone else that loves Star Trek. And that's fine. But it actually is funny. The first one, anyway. Which Shout is putting out in their Shout Select line, actually, on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Which is awesome. The first one's the best, and the second one's not very good. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I think, Spinal Tap is supposed to be a mockumentary. And that's a great movie. But it's like, but some stuff is just a little much.
Yeah.
Go on Amazon. There's like things that you've never even heard of that are on there. Like, I'm the biggest hair metal fan, or I'm the biggest G.I. Joe fan, or the biggest Transformer fan, or there's been millions of them made. A lot of them are just low budget.
It's like, who are you to proclaim that? Like, even
it's arrogant.
Like I said, some people can argue the fact that it's like, well, that is all they spend their money on, so they must be a bigger fan of it than you. It's like, that's not true. Just because I don't spend money on stuff doesn't mean that I don't like it more than somebody else or less than someone else. Everyone
has the right to like whatever they want.
Like, what if I watch it like 1,000 times a day and he only watches it once a year but has, $1 million worth of merchandise of it? That doesn't make me or him any worse or better. But it is what it is. I just think it's redundant to do that whole thing. And
I'm amazed seriously though, if you guys think I'm joking, go on Amazon Prime and just look at all the documentary fan things that are on. It's awful. There's 1 million of them.
I just don't know who wants to watch that. I guess, like I said,
somebody that just has Amazon Prime and no time, I guess.
Pretentious assholes that were in that film were like, look, Mom, you can see me right there. I'm their biggest fan, even though this documentary is about someone that says they are the biggest fans. It's like, well, then maybe you should do another documentary where they have a little tournament and they fight to the death, then you'll see who the real biggest fan is. You take it. I want to see the survival instincts of these biggest fans, because they all claim they're the biggest fan, so let's see who the biggest fan is left standing.
Oh, there's one on there about Mortal Kombat. Who's the biggest Mortal Kombat fan? I'm just like, what?
They definitely need to have a fight to the death. It's like, well, all of you say you're the biggest fan, so let's have a real, with fatalities,
friendships. You got to do everything.
Yeah, you got to do babalities,
do it all,
animalities. Yeah. If you want to really say you're the biggest fan, you gotta fight to the death.
Got to do the stage fatality.
If you're not a biggest fan until your survival instincts take you to the fucking top of the food chain, then you're definitely the biggest fan, because obviously you proved yourself. Stood the test of time.
And again, to make another note of this, I don't think we've ever talked about this on here. This is really funny, I think. And I'm not trying to drive this or throw this guy under the bus, but I will a little bit. You also have to watch what you say publicly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you guys an example. So a while back, Kevin Smith made this Masters of the Universe cartoon for Netflix.
Yeah.
But what's funny is if you go on Amazon Prime and watch his show Comic Book Men, he loathes it and hates it and said it was garbage ever since it came out. He's never liked it, was never a fan.
Huh.
But somehow, he's this huge fan, magically, when got offered to do the cartoon for Netflix. So you made yourself look like a hypocritical ass on your own shows,
I'm sure they offered for him to do it and gave him a bunch of money.
But it's funny that he backpedaled and then tried to backpedal when his own fan base was going, well, what's this Comic Book Men episode season 2 of you going, this garbage and I would never do?
Yeah, it's like, were you fucking stoned, or
did you just forget doing that, or were you...
Do you suddenly have amnesia and you forgot that you hate something
it's
like that?
You just should really watch what you say when you're doing stuff, because people can, if there's a record of it, they're going to go back and go, well, wait a minute, what's this?
Yeah, especially
his own fans did it to him. That's the funny thing. It wasn't me or anybody. I could care less, but it's just, I thought it was funny that he got busted by his own fans that are on this View Askew website sucking his wee-wee. And they're just like, oh, by the way, dude, you're a hypocrite.
Moviepoopshoot.com.
You got you walked on your own, you stepped on your own tongue. But
yeah. Same thing with Rob Zombie did something similar. He was like, I'm only going to do this one Halloween film. There's not enough money in the world that can make me do a sequel. This was a one-off thing. It was like not even a year later. It's like Rob Zombie signs on to do a second one. It's like, you're a fucking asshole, dude. Like, you straight up said publicly that you were only doing a one-off film just to kind of scratch that itch. And that there was he literally said there's no money in the world that can get me to do a sequel. And there was enough money in the world that made him do the sequel. So he did it.
Probably took it from his fans. That's his new thing.
Yeah, he likes
I've got some new music if you'll fan fund me. So
likes to do
because I don't have any money living in my mansion.
He likes to do fun crowdfunding for, even though he's...
Can I tell you something really funny? I just want to tell this now live on this podcast. Hear this. So... Gorechrist is getting a phone call right now, and from where I'm sitting, it literally looked like it said Shallow Hal.
It was spam risk.
No, it was funny. I was like, Shallow Hal? Who the fuck is that? Like the movie?
Yeah, Shallow Hal's calling me. That's who's taking me out on a date. It's actually Shallow
Hal.
Yeah.
That's a great...
Yeah.
But no, but...
He truly understands me.
But I'm just saying, it's always probably important to kind of...
He sees me for who I am on the inside.
Right. But, look, if you take something for money, you should just be like, hey, I'm not a fan of this, I'm taking it for the cash.
Right.
You should just say that.
Well, people don't want to be honest.
I love Master of the Universe, and there's not a thing anywhere in the world that could say that I do not like his cartoon. I think it sucks.
Yeah.
It looks like that Castlevania turd. It's like we're American artists trying to do anime. It's like, yeah, if I'm going to watch anime, I'll watch anime.
Right.
I don't need to watch an American trying to do anime-style stuff.
It doesn't work that way.
But the other thing is, stop rebooting stuff from my childhood that you don't like. If you don't like it, then why were you doing it to begin with? It's fucking
funny, and they're like, oh, this person...
I know, you should just say it's for money.
Well, this person seems eccentric enough where it's kind of like hip for him to do it, and it's like, no, can you just have somebody that actually likes
That's exactly...
it?
You literally just described the ad room at Netflix when they're like, let me get Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Let's get Kevin Smith to do this.
Because I don't know anything about him saying that he fucking hated it.
Correct.
And then when Kevin Smith gets offered that much money...
Right.
He's like... And probably wants to just put a name on something he actually hates and do it himself.
Right.
Which is... I can... respect that if you get offered to do something. I said, well, I hate that shit, but you know what? I can make it my own thing.
Right, I have no problem with it. Like I said, my gripe is, the show is a piece of shit, but and I knew it would be, but he's not a fan. He doesn't know the source material, and then he lied and acted like he's been into it his whole life, which is bullshit.
And that's what's shitty about it. At least own up to him and be like, you know what? I didn't like this franchise at all, but when I got offered to do it, I was like, you know what? This will be a cool project where I can kind of make my own He-Man thing and make it cool. Like, that's cool. If you
is cool.
Reinvent it in your own way.
But he didn't know.
And admit that you don't like it, and you made your own way to like it.
He's not a Marvel Comics fan. He's a DC guy.
He is.
And that's fine. But he tries to act like he's the all-knowing, all-seeing being of Marvel, and it's like, dude, I love you, and I like a lot of your stuff, but God, you're standing in some horse dew there.
Well, that's another thing, too.
Like what you like, man.
Which we've gotten into before is having, where people try to tell you who your heroes are kind of thing, That's always part of it is Dave Grohl, Rob Zombie. It's like, it's whoever you want to like, but I don't think that these people are like the ancient gods of the things that I like. They're just fucking people that are also a part of it. And
sure.
I get people have influence or they have pull over certain things or their opinions are really sought after by fans and stuff that are stupid.
Sure.
But I get it, but at the same time, it's like I don't buy into the bullshit because they're just people to me. Like, do I like Kevin Smith's movies? I love his movies.
I do too.
Do I care about his opinions? No, I don't.
I don't either.
I like him. I think he's a good dude. I think that he's done a lot for cinema. I think he's done a lot for, TV and pop culture, and
we kind of owe him a beer.
We do. I mean, when we started this 6 years ago, which came from a Kevin Smith show talking about podcasts, and I was already kind of loosely doing the podcast thing, and
you were.
It kind of sold the doctor here on wanting to do it with me. So, and that's cool. I appreciate him for that. But
you were doing touchdowns and foregrounds.
Right.
So it was a great podcast. I loved it.
So I'm just saying
it was college and NFL and the CFL, Canadian Football League.
It was
touchdowns on foregrounds. It was great.
On four downs.
Way ahead of its time.
So, I'm just saying that I don't really.
Fuck. Excuse me.
I don't look up to him as like some kind of.
He's not your messiah?
He's not a holy being or like anything he says I listen to because I don't really do that with anybody or if people, especially like celebrities and stuff, if they have shit to say, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, he's, you know, you can agree with it, but I'm not gonna be like, dude, you hear what he said? Like, I have to agree with everything they say. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to.
I know what you mean. I think they will.
Yeah, I just don't really see any of these people as be all end alls, or, you know, like, I have to listen to everything they say, or their opinions matter to me, or, you know, I don't really care.
Your life and creation aren't revolved around it.
Right. It's like, I like their stuff, and I appreciate them as artists and, like, pop culture people, but it doesn't go beyond that. I don't think that, like, their opinions on certain things, like when they put their name on something, I'm not going to jump at it and be like, yeah, this is going to be good then. Like, I don't work that way. A lot of people do. I'm not sold on names. I'm sold on product. If it looks like a turd, it's probably a turd. I don't care who makes it. It's like Robert Rodriguez. There's a lot of movies I like by him. There's a lot of things I fucking hate that he does. And,
Agreed.
you know, I did the last time I did that little name on something and I'm going to love it kind of thing was that fucking Predator turd. And I had so much faith in it because it was Robert Rodriguez. That's the last time I ever did it. That's the first and only movie I ever walked out of the theater.
Wait, the Predators movie?
That not the last one, but the one before.
Predators.
That Robert Rodriguez movie. They're like, oh man, this is gonna be great. Robert Rodriguez is directing it, and it's got Danny Trejo in it, and blah blah, and Lawrence Fishburne, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, oh, names are selling me on this, and it's Predators, which I love. Predator, even though the second one was a turd, so I don't know where I thought that any other Predator movie would be good. So when that movie, I walked out of it. I didn't finish the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that you walked out of the film.
It's the only movie I ever walked out of.
Well, speaking of...
That's the last time I had anyone's fucking name that I cared about sell me on a movie or anything. If there's a name on it, I don't give a shit.
Well, I want to tell you something that I watched, courtesy my friends at Pirate Bay. Morbius is the biggest foot-long pile of rat shit, other than Venom and Venom 2. It's actually
like that,
right up there. And how Jared Leto gets acting gigs. Maybe it's his band that... His little emo screamo band. I don't know what it is.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, 30 Seconds to My Death. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like him in anything.
Yeah.
That was the worst incarnation of the Joker. He just sucks in everything.
Yeah.
And he ruins a classic 70s Marvel Spider-Man character. Ruins it. It is absolutely awful.
It looks really bad.
It's horrible.
It looks like a... it looks like a sci-fi original. That's what it looks like.
It's horrible. It seriously is horrible.
It looks like they spent too much money on it to make it...
I'll probably go to jail for pulling it.
Yeah.
Because it's that bad.
That'll be the movie, yeah.
That's the curse.
Where they bust in like the feds are. It's
you
like, all right, Mr. West. It's time for you to come with us.
Yep, you pulled that Morbius turd. We're going to take you in.
Yep, Sony doesn't want you pirating that.
They need some money.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you give us $50 and we'll call it even that you saw it in THX.
Yeah.
It's like 3D THX.
Saw it with fucking Chinese subtitles over it.
But just a free fun fact for you guys, even if you're not comic book fans, but let me just tell you just in general, any film that's an hour and 40 minutes that's supposed to be tackling an origin story is going to be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bad when there's comedies that I've watched recently that were longer than that film.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad.
Oof. All this film is fucking nasty, dude. Splatterfest. I love it.
But if you don't believe me, go to Box Office Mojo. It's a commercial failure, that film.
Oh yeah, I haven't even known anyone that's seen it.
Uncharted was like the hit film of the year compared to that turd.
That movie actually looked good.
It was fun. Now I did like it.
I didn't. Morbius to me just in the previews looked so cheesy.
Tom Holland has his shirt off a little much for me in that film.
Yeah.
It's like the Jackass film. There was a little bit too much male nudity in that film, but
yeah,
it was fun.
But Morbius looked like they shot it completely in a fucking like studio. There was like no like you could tell. It just looks like shit.
Well, the thing is, when you move a movie that was supposed to have came out in 2019, 2022, it better deliver. My thing is, they would have made more money if they just suckered people and just put it immediately out on Blu-ray and just have people buy it to watch it.
I agree. They probably should have, or just put it straight out to streaming.
Because it's awful.
They should have just had. They should have just had Disney pay them to fucking distribute it on Disney Plus for like a premium thing.
I mean, the Clifford the Red Dog movie that came out that's on Paramount Plus was better than that.
That looks better.
It actually was better.
Yeah. It looks
I actually care about Clifford. I don't give a
do too.
shit about Morbius. It's like... Now, what would have been cool is a crossover where Clifford is the end sequence where he kills Jared Leto.
He fucking stomps him.
It's the fucking alternate universe fucking Clifford. He's purple.
It's Clifford the Big Red Vampire. It's like...
Have you... I'll tell you something I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about taking the ending of Graveyard Shift and having that giant bat eat Morbius. Like, it's like, fucking thing. You know, because it seriously is. It's back. There's no way. If there's anyone out there that's listening to this that liked that film, I feel sorry for you, because I mean, it is fucking horrible.
The same people that like fucking Ghost Heads and Dead-Eye documentary.
Or Venom and Venom 2.
People keep trying like, whoa, you don't like Venom? It's like, no, I don't like that, not like comedy film.
And he's not a comedic character.
No, he's not.
He's a fucking symbiote from space. It's not supposed to be funny.
It's fucking
ha 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 ha! It's funny.
But when the first time I watched it, I was like, all right, you know what? This was like when I was out of work. During when the COVID got like really bad. I was home for like a month or two. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch Venom. I know it looks really bad, but I just want to see how bad it is. And I wasn't disappointed. It was very bad. Like, the first time, he's just like... It's like, I'm really hungry. I would like a candy bar. I was like, who wrote this film? Oh, right. The Zombieland assholes. Of course they did.
Yeah.
It's just a turd. It's stupid.
It's atrocious.
I don't know what Sony pays, like... I don't know what they want out of movies or like what their little universe are trying to build, but it's like, are you trying to remake everything as like Spider-Man 3? It's just like this big goofy turd.
It is. It's bad.
You can't make anything that's just like bad, like evil and like fun. It's just dumb. Like, and you cast all these old ass people to play.
I know.
Like,
here's the next Sony film. Are you
like
ready?
Eddie Brock is supposed to be like Peter Parker's age.
Oh, I know.
Like
Oh, I know.
I don't understand that.
Here's the next one. You're right. Steve Martin is the Punisher. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what is this? It's like,
you might as well get Dolph Lundgren to play the Punisher again. You know, is their age range that they use?
I know, but it's like, I don't know what the thought process is on that. It's just like, well, the next film we're going to do the Lasher symbiote, and we've cast a real young actor. We've cast Joe Biden to play Lasher. It's like, and it's what is this? Like, who is writing this shit? It's just awful. You know. And by the way, and I don't want to get into a thing about this, but I hated Moon Knight. Just if anybody's wondering, I didn't like it, and it's because
they do that Venom shit in it where it's like, oh, you got to keep on the move or you're going to get killed, kid. It's like, what is this?
I can't.
Why is the inner monologue of these people like this, like goofy, like old man? I don't know what the deal is.
I know, it's like watching Blade Runner, and it's like fucking Jim Carrey's his inner monologue for Harrison Ford. He's just like, I'm gonna have to go find these, replicants and retire. It's just like smoking. It's just like, alrighty then.
Yeah, alrighty then.
He's just like, Deckard, you're late. He's like, alrighty then. It's like, just ruin something that I love.
Like, hi-ho, Silver, away!
It's just,
God damn.
It's just too much, and I don't know who's writing this stuff, but it's really piss poorly done. It's like, come on, guys,
It's like, I'd rather watch those Shrek films than watch fucking Venom, because at least Shrek is what it's advertised as. It's like, it's a stupid fucking Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy voice acted movie. It's like a cartoon.
It's just...
But Venom is like, I don't know who they're selling that to.
Did you watch the second one?
Yeah, I ripped that
I heard it was horrible.
It's worse, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. There's only one scene in it that was like okay, and it was like when Carnage initially breaks out of prison. That part's really cool because it's got shit, but it's just, it goes by so quick and it's just so convoluted, and like Carnage isn't even really in the film, and then they kill him off. So it's like, what the hell's the point?
God.
What the hell's the point of him being in this movie if they're not going to do like the full on symbiote thing? Like, it's very and Woody Harrelson with like dyed orange hair. I was like, what are they doing with this movie? Like, it makes zero sense,
I have something funny to tell you. So I share a lot of stuff to our page from Horror That Rocks, right?
Yeah.
And today I about pissed my pants. The only reason I saw this because I was friends with this chick. Not on our stuff because I didn't even put this on our page because I'm not a fan of this film, but she put like a paragraph, some chick, just rando chick I've never talked to that I'm friends with on Facebook. She put this like paragraph under Blair Witch Project going, this movie was a fucking piece of shit. It was a fucking piece of shit then. And I just thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she just sandblasted them for put even... Because I never liked that movie. That movie gave me a headache when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But hey, if people like that, whatever.
I mean, they did a good job then of marketing it because, I was younger when it came out. A lot of people thought that it was
Did you like it when you were a kid?
I don't know if I liked it. I just remember how hyped up it was.
It was very hyped.
Like, I remember...
It made a lot of money, I think.
Yeah, it was like the highest grossing independent film, like, I think... independent horror film ever made or something. But I remember everyone thought it was real, like, because I was a lot younger when that film came out.
Sure.
So everyone thought it was like a real film. I was like, how did they make,
Sure.
This was before I saw it, so like back then we didn't have streaming stuff, or like we still had to rent things, I think it was still VHS at the time, so you had to go and fucking rent it. So we all just heard about this film that came out that is like a because there wasn't like the whole found footage thing that like started the trend of that. So it wasn't done before where it's supposed to look real. Like, I mean, they have done it like it was set up to be like a snuff looking film, like Faces of Death, I guess, was set up that way, but it wasn't really popular anymore to do that. It was never really a popular thing in general where you had this found footage style of shooting or whatever. But people thought it was real, and I thought that was cool. But once I saw the film, no, it's I don't hate it, but it's not. I'm not like gonna praise it as this like amazing movie.
I just thought it was funny that this chick flipped shit about, because most people that I talk to are always like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And she was just...
I would say for what it did for the genre, because I don't like found footage stuff, I think they've way overdone it over the years. But
I mean, I have no bone to pick with that.
I think for what it started and at the time it came out, yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good film for that. But do I watch it? No.
Did you watch the sequel?
No, Book of Shadows or whatever. There's another one. There's like a newer one that came out, I guess.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Is that any good?
Yeah.
Is it a found footage thing too, or is it like...
Not really, but kind of, but not really. It felt more just like a film.
Oh, okay.
It's weird that I like that. I don't know why I thought it... I mean, I thought it was for what it was. I thought it was halfway entertaining,
But it was cool, and then it inspired those Paranormal Activity turds, which are just redundant.
I've never watched those.
Jump scare movies. There's a couple of them that are kind of cool once it goes into different stuff. Like, here's that... This whole last part, like the effects in this movie are just... You want to watch like a movie where you're like, I want to see some good practical effects work and how much better it is than like CGI gore and stuff. It's just this movie. The whole reason it is good. Even though it looks super cheesy, especially now, but
it's Gumby.
It's good. Yeah, it looks like it does look like Gumby.
Gumby and Pokey.
Straight up. But it's cool looking, it doesn't... I'm not like, man, this is real, but it's cool.
Oh, God.
You right? Shit. It's cool practical effects work, Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor's sitting on the damn floor. That's how good of a host I am.
No, I had
another chair.
Spill recently, so I'm...
Yeah. Like that oatmeal-y fucking...
Corn.
Flesh that came out.
That's why I don't eat corn.
Ooh. You don't like cream corn?
Oh, that's what it looked like.
Coming out of the wrist.
Yeah, it just looks like
yes. So those of you who don't notice, I did get some new mics and stuff, so we're working with that.
We're in a straight up fucking studio.
I know. I'm trying to make it happen here, folks. Get the quality. We're in year 6, and I'm just year 6, and I'm just now getting my shit together, upgrading stuff.
Now that was pretty effective.
Oof. Yeah, now they're just like these demons ripping out of their bodies. It's fucking wild. Ugh. You gotta love it. Gotta love it.
For a second, that head kind of looked...
smasher. Oof.
It kind of looked like Grandpa from Creepshow.
Yeah, it did. And there's a roach.
Everything goes better with roaches.
Yeah.
All which it is. Got the Gumby effects with roaches.
Yeah.
Gumby with roaches.
I do love me some Gumby, but not with roaches.
I do too. Yep, we'll hold the roaches.
Yeah. Yeah, I always forget how gory this movie is. Or more so just...
It really is. It's gross.
Yeah. Gory, bloody, just... that green shit. Oof.
And who would think all these years later that's still his uniform?
Yeah.
Those pants and that fucking blue shirt.
Yeah.
Damn denim shirt.
Last suit you'll ever wear. Pretty cool.
They should bury him in that.
Yeah.
I know that's morbid to say, but they should.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
I don't want Bruce to die, so don't. I'm just saying.
When, you know...
It would be fucking cool if they put him in the brown pants and blue shirt.
Yeah.
Minus all the gore.
The Ash Williams garb.
It is Ash. Nobody will ever be able to play that role.
Necklace there. Very depressing, you know. And all his friends just turn into demons, and then that's it.
The eyeball door house.
Yeah. Pretty awesome, man. Sick flick. It's one of the best. Like I said, I think out of the three, Army of Darkness is my favorite.
That's a good.
And I'd go to, then I go this one, then the remake. But not taking anything away from this one, but you know, this one's good to revisit.
I've enjoyed the hell out of this.
Yeah.
I haven't watched this in years.
This one's really good to revisit once in a while. But
why the hell I haven't watched this in years, man. How long's it been since you've seen this?
I don't know. Since I really don't.
I mean,
I don't know if I
seriously,
watched it last year,
I'm
last
telling you
couple
the
years.
truth. It has been a million years since I've watched this.
It's Rancho. It's good.
It is. It's very good.
But you know, like I said, there's nothing taken away from it with my ranking. I just three's always, you know, Army of Darkness has always been my favorite, and two I just really like because it's gorier, it's goofier. But this one, when I do go back and watch it, I love it every time. But it's not something I can
damn effective.
I can watch two or Army of Darkness. They have a lot of replayability with it. I guess that's why I like them better. Not
They're
to say
fun.
Yeah, not to say this one doesn't, but this one is better for me when I don't watch it for a while. And then, like today, like we're watching it now, it's so much more effective when you watch it every blue moon. You watch this film.
But look what it's playing.
Yeah.
Now look what it's about to play.
Oh, some Reanimator. That's another good one, man.
Have we done Reanimator?
Yeah.
We did it a long time ago.
We did.
Long time ago.
Well, yeah. Final thoughts. Kind of already got into it anyway, but yeah. I mean, it's a classic, man. It's a blueprint for splatter flicks and just for fun, like horror movies in general, especially practical effects work and just makeup effects. It's Bruce Campbell. I mean, it's one of the best, if not the best indie, you know, like B-movie horror film of all time, really. I mean, it's definitely up there. It's one of the top tier horror is Evil Dead, for sure. Yeah, there you go.
I think we used to really high and drunk and watch this movie when I was a teenager, and we used to go up to Morristown illegally and,
Yeah.
you know, probably doing stuff we shouldn't have been doing and party at the actual house. So
Yeah.
it's near and dear to my heart. Just the experience of it, I guess. It's kind of become part of my life.
Yeah.
I don't really talk about this being like my favorite film or anything. It's not like that. It's just the film's just kind of like part of my teenage years.
Yeah.
So great. It's fun to watch it again. I haven't watched it forever. I just watched at the beginning. I was telling you guys was some of the transfer of the 4K. It looked like shit, so I just wasn't really impressed because they were charging like $100 for this 4K set that had it and Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So buyer beware on that. A disc of it, but I mean, it
Sure.
just doesn't really look that good.
Yeah.
Films like that and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, some of the
You're just
some
not
films
gonna
just
really.
there's a 4K region-free 4K of Texas out now, and I've debated.
I mean, a lot of that.
I
comes
don't know
down
what
to-
it would look like, and I have trouble believing it would look better than the Blu-ray, and that movie looks weird anyway. Like,
Yeah.
it just.
I think a lot of that comes down to just.
I mean, it's
buying
more
it.
low budget than Evil Dead, I think, or
Yeah.
as low budget. It's
Yeah.
at least as, but I don't know. But yeah, it's a great movie.
Thoroughly enjoy it, and like I said, it's much better watched if you give it a lot of time before you watch it again. Like I said, I can watch Evil Dead 2 now and then probably.
It's fun.
And Army of Darkness, I can watch closer than that. I can watch that.
So we've never
days
done
in a
Evil
row.
Dead 2.
We have not.
Well, we will do that.
We will. Like I said, this one, give it a good break and then come back and revisit it. You're going to love it so much. Kind of like today, like I said, it's awesome. It's one of those films. Maybe you can watch it every day. It's your favorite movie. Maybe you're in the Deadeye documentary and you're the biggest fan. Whatever. You can watch it every day. Yeah, you can watch it every day.
That's go fuck myself.
Yeah, that's up to you though. But for me personally, I think it's a good film to revisit every once in a while, and it just makes it so much
It's a rainy day one.
Right, exactly.
Every day revisit Evil Dead.
Do it. But if you like it, watch it every day. Fuck it. Listen to Phantasm every day. Do it.
Get your Gorechrist fully posable action figure.
Right. Do it and do it well. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking with us for 6 years, and if you're just tuning in, you got a lot of catching up to do. So we appreciate your support, and keep listening, keep watching horror, listening to death metal, sharing our stuff on social media, hitting like buttons, doing all that shit. We appreciate it. Doctor and I here at Phantasm headquarters. Stay fucking gory.
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.